but it is very carefully considered and very carefully maintained. I know this First Lady is very keen on maintaining that standard and works very closely with the White House staff and with us. And I'm very proud when I've heard her say to the press several times that she spends her time working with the White House Historical Association, because that's true, and it's very validating of us and that this mission that we've undertaken with every First Family since Mrs. Kennedy. The wall coverings of the Red Room are actually fabric, and due to the sunlight and the angle of the sunlight into the Red Room, the western walls of that room were so badly faded that by comparison with the east wall of the same room, they were almost pink. And as you walked through for the first time at a reception or the holidays, you don't notice it immediately because of all the other stimulation and things going on in the room. But if you look at it closely, it was really faded and in bad shape. And so that was a project that was undertaken by the curator's office and the chief usher at the White House under the direction of the First Lady.
Over the years since then, and it really only stopped then. And the only difference we believe is that back then this suite of furniture would have been red.
Over time, when the blue room became blue, the furniture needed to become blue as well. So it went through a few iterations of reupholstery, and particularly in the 60s and the 70s, a design was selected that was of interest in the 60s and the 70s. What was done most recently for this wonderful restoration that we have undertaken with the White House is the research back to the original orders that were placed by Monroe to the factory, to the cabinet maker in Paris, where they're specifically described by design, going back to the cabinet maker in Paris, talking with them about what would have been sold at that time. Show us what would have been sold at that time. And so what you see on this new design that's currently in the Blue Room today is that, to the best that we can determine, the most historically accurate design as you would have seen on that crimson furniture that James Monroe brought over.